Catching a Christmas Cowboy is going to be a film, and from what they're saying, they're gonna film it right away, and they're aiming for this holiday season.
All right, well, welcome. And our guest tonight is the fabulous Leah Vale, who has brought with her her favorite cowboy. We get to see his six pack. It's six, right? One, two, three, four, five. It's either six or eight, kind of sexy there. And he does have his belt buckle on. It's not like unfastened. So we're
No,
we're
yeah, he's dressed.
he's dressed. He's just, with the shirt open, which is really cool. So, welcome, Leah. It is so great to see you. And we're going to have fabulous time tonight. And so, what I'd like you to do first is to go ahead and tell us about how you became a writer.
Ooh, let's say it was many, many moons ago. My youngest son, I think, was only like 18 months old, and he's now 31. But before that, I was, okay, I'll just say it. I read a romance novel that I felt could have been better. I don't want to say it was bad, but I felt it could have been better, and that I'm the one who could have done it better. And my husband at the time was moving us all over the place, so I thought, oh, what a perfect time to sit and write my debut romance novel. 10 years later, and three complete novels that will probably never see the light of day, I finally sold a contemporary romance, but that was after I met Terry Reed and a couple other gals, and we learned as much as we could and kept writing and kept submitting. And turns out, I mean, I'm not sure if I actually could have done a better job at that initial romance novel, but I at least learned a lot along the way. So that was 19 books ago.
Well, I think that writing three complete books, even if they'll never see the light of day, is a real accomplishment that you should be proud of. Were they historicals or something?
They were historicals. I read, just devoured historicals. Actually, I mean, I have always read romantic suspense and that type of thing. But ironically, I didn't read the line that I ended up selling to, which was Harlequin American. And I don't know if I think that might have helped me because I came in, with something completely, well, I don't know if it was completely different, but it was my own voice. And but yeah, the historicals, still love them, but don't know if I can write them, at least for sale. So
Yeah. Well, I think that that's fine because you have a real because when I think of Leah Vale, I think Cowboys. So you have really that's you. That is you.
oh,
So tell us how because you don't live on a ranch, right?
no, no, I kind of I live near a golf course actually. The kind of opposite, but
So how did you fall in love with Cowboys that I mean, because you had to do research on it because they are very
yes.
authentic. So how did that come about?
Well, I did. I might not have grown up on a ranch, but I did grow up on a sweet little quarter horse mare. Uh, I was I got a horse. I begged and begged and begged for as long as I can remember. Learned everything I could learn about horses, and eventually wore my parents down and got a little quarter horse mare. She was a barrel racer. I would have loved to have competed in barrel racing, but my mom wouldn't put a hitch on her car. So I couldn't take the horse anywhere. When I had to move her from pasture to pasture, I rode her. I mean, I rode her clear across town one time. It was terrifying. And in hindsight, never would have done it again. But anyway, so I know horses. I know horses quite well, and uh, one of the pastures that I boarded, her name was Duchess because I was a pretend
Oh.
little 12-year-old. But she was kept in a field with a little black Angus calf that was being raised for beef. And they couldn't figure out why that little calf didn't gain any weight. Because I was chasing it around on my, I entertained myself
Mm.
by, because my quarter horse did what quarter horses do, and she would pin him, trap him in a corner, and it was great fun. But that poor little cow, hopefully he lived a longer life because of it. But yeah, I love all things horses. I love all things. Well, and obviously, now I appreciate what comes along with them too. So, and the rodeo, I've always loved rodeo. Go to that. And where I live, I might live near a golf course, but I'm in the high desert and there's cowboys galore. So
Yeah.
there are plenty of opportunity.
So do you do your research like you go to the rodeo every year, like the whole season and you follow it and all of that stuff?
I'm not. No, I have books to write. I have deadlines. I don't have time.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I do go, I try to hit at least one and just watch it and soak it all in. But most of it is straight up research off the internet. And
Okay.
luckily there's like cowboy channels and I watch any rodeo, PBR, all of that on TV. I don't even have to leave my couch. So
Yeah. Yeah, I know that we had somebody here whose mother, I think Darla's mother used to was watching the rodeo channel. I know that there's a rodeo
yeah.
channel.
Yes,
I'm aware of that.
yeah, yep.
um, rural TV or something. Yeah, and they have because it's fascinating because I live near Dallas and we have the Mesquite Rodeo. So
Right.
it's part of the circuit. There's a couple of
Mhm.
circuits. And my bookkeeper actually has four horses, and a couple of years ago she bought a little 28-acre ranch up north of here. And she doesn't do the barrel racing, but she does the chasing of the herding of the cows, is what I
Yeah,
call it.
cutting,
I know.
cutting,
Yeah. Yeah,
cutting
she does
horse.
and yeah, and makes them go into corners and
Yes.
she's conscious with that. And then she always does the fun stuff, which is to ride in the parades. So she's a official marshal or something, or some kind of posse person. And so they get to go in all of the parades, especially the fair of Texas. So we take
Oh,
the day off to go watch her ride the horse. It's
right.
really cool. This is as close as I get to ranch life here. So, yeah.
Well,
But I find it fascinating. And I did see, I think, on the internet that one of your books got picked up for a film. Is this true?
yes, it became official on Friday. Catching a Christmas Cowboy is going to be a film, and from what they're saying, they're gonna film it right away, and they're aiming for this holiday season. I can't say what network it is yet because that's not, I don't know if it's not for sure or they just don't want to release it yet. But yeah, I mean, because this one, it's on a ranch, on a rodeo rough stock ranch, and lots of horses, but there's also a reindeer in it too. So I don't know if they're going to keep all of that because that kind of stuff gets changed sometimes. But I'm
Yeah.
super excited if they do keep it all.
Well,
But
they got to keep the reindeer. I mean, it's a
yeah,
Christmas story, so it's got to
yes,
have a reindeer. So a
yes,
reindeer with a cowboy and horse and some kind of cow. That would be something. At least it's
yeah.
not a shapeshifter reindeer. So I'm
No,
happy with
no, no, no,
this.
no. Oops,
Yeah.
the light keeps flipping off.
Yeah. Okay, that's really, I mean, that is so, I mean, is this your first one that's been made into a film?
Yes, yes. And I honestly, writing, because I don't just write cowboys. I write the ranch. I write the rough
Hmm.
stock. I love the whole shebang with the bulls and um, the broncs, and they're expensive when they want to
Yes.
use them on a film set. They're quite expensive. So I did not have that, as it wasn't on my bingo card that one of these would be made into a movie. So happy dance, happy
Well,
dance.
that's really great. So I'm just really curious, is so the production going to be up in Canada, so it'll get started right away?
I'm guessing because it is a Canadian production company.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm guessing, but I don't know. Don't know.
They have cowboys in Canada.
Well, they have
I
lots of
think
cowboys.
I
Calgary
know.
up, yeah,
Calgary, I think is just
yeah,
they have the big rodeo up there. They have
yeah.
a big rodeo
The
up in Calgary.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
That is really cool. So of course, because I know from the authors that I am aware of that sell their books and they get put into film, is you might get to visit the set.
I
And
would. I fingers crossed. My critique partner Terry Reed, when her one of her Christmas books was made into a movie, she got to go to the set. So I
yeah.
I dearly hope, and they were up in Canada, so I'm hoping, but it's all happening so fast. They optioned it, I think it was May 3rd, which was May 16th. So
Uh-huh.
it's they're cruising,
Yeah. Well,
but
they
I don't
do
know.
turn things out fast now because
Yeah.
it's like a whole um it's not like you writing a book and them taking 18 months to edit it and do all of that.
Right.
They've
Right.
got a whole company and production and the whole thing. So I think that that's really exciting. So you should just save yourself time to go. And if you're nice to Terry, you could take her with you. I don't know. But I think that that's going to be so much fun and it's so exciting for us. And you have to let us know about it so we can have
Oh,
a watch
100%.
party. We can
Yes.
have a watch party. Those are cool things now to have watch
Yeah.
parties for the films and things like that. Well,
Yes.
do you want to tell us a little bit about the Cowboy Undoing? Because when we played the name game, the big thing about this one is it's a compromise. It's a compromise between the two main characters,
Mm.
and it's over an animal, a dog.
Yes.
And dogs are
Yes.
dear to my heart since I just lost mine. But
Oh,
I mean, 11 years. He was good. She
oh
was
no.
good. She was good. But so tell us I mean, that's an interesting conflict, in a romance to have. It's like you've got the natural ones where they're button heads and stuff, but then
Yeah.
to throw it an animal. Okay, so how did that come about for you?
Well, I wanted to have a dog in the book, and what ranch doesn't have a dog? And it hit me two books in that this ranch, the Grit and Grace Rough Stock Company Ranch, did not have a dog in it. And the hero is the ranch manager. So he's in charge of these, not only rodeo animals, but the longhorns that are part of the ranch. That's what he is in charge of. And lo and behold, something is, and they've got a bunch of pregnant, first time bred heifers, so they haven't had babies yet, so they were keeping an eye on them, and they realized something's harassing these poor mamas, and he sees a big old footprint and thinks it's a coyote or a stray dog is trying to hurt, is going to hurt the new babies, and he can't have that. As
No.
not that he doesn't like dogs, it's just that those baby longhorns are the future of the ranch. So he's determined to protect them. But the heroine, Beth, she is the, if everything is a potential pet as far as she's concerned. She loves all animals. She loves, she's the big heart, squishy heart member of the Grit and Grace company. And of course, she wants to save the dog. She wants to, whatever it is, she doesn't want it harmed. And so they're kind of, he's wants to protect the animals at all, the ranch animals at all costs. She wants to find a happy medium where everybody's okay. And so they have to spend a lot of time out on the range together because of that. So I don't
Well,
know. It was
that's
that one. It was a really fun one to write. It was actually, that one didn't hurt my brain quite as much as some of them do.
and and I'm sure that you have dogs, or I know Terry does. So
Yes.
so the thing is that that's not a lot of research. Each dog, just like each baby, is different and
Yeah.
has its own kind of thing. So it's like really, it's a lot of fun.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah. All right, well, we're going to move into the fresh fiction facts part, which is where I try to trick you. And I'm really going to try to trick you because I don't even have them up on the screen. So I'm going to have to make them up off the top of my head. So wish me luck. All right, so let's see. Okay, so let's talk about pets.
Okay.
What is the kind of pet you would never ever have?
Ooh, that's a tough one because I'm kind of like Beth in that if I see it, I want it to be my friend. Um, I know a mama deer.
Oh, okay.
Because when they have babies, I have personally been chased by a mama deer into my house because she was going to bash my head in because I got too close to her baby that I didn't even see in the grass.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Have you ever been chased by a goose?
Yes,
Are
actually.
nasty
Yes.
creatures.
My aunt had geese and chickens too. Okay, I changed my answer. Chickens. I know they can be wonderful pets, but if you're barefoot and your little toe happens to look like something they might want to eat, they will attack it. This is from
Oh,
childhood. I mean, we're talking childhood trauma here, but yeah, I'm not sure about chickens. Love fresh eggs, but not sure about
yeah.
chickens.
That's sort of okay. That's fun. All right. So okay. So okay, do you like to do camping? Okay, so like you go on a vacation,
Okay.
and if you have a choice, would you be camping in a tent or just a sleeping bag, or are you a glamping girl?
You know, I can answer this with a lot of certainty because when I was growing up, my family used to hike the Pacific Crest Trail for 3 weeks at a time. I don't ever want to do that again. Never, ever, ever. So give me the glamping 100%.
Yeah. And there's some great glamping places out in the West,
Yeah,
where they even have air conditioned tents with
yeah,
indoor toilets, which I think is the only way I would go camping
yeah,
at these
yeah,
days.
yeah.
Okay. So, what is your favorite? Because you said your first three books were historicals. It took you a long
Mhm,
time.
mhm.
So, what is a genre you really wish you liked better to read, not to write, to read?
Oh, to read. Well, that's a tough one because I really like um hmm that I don't like to read. I don't know. I'm really into romantasy right now, so I guess maybe just straight slasher horror. Even though I enjoy, you know, Stephen King if they're done, but I
Yeah.
guess just straight old generic horror.
Okay. All right. So what is your favorite genre to read? Do you have a favorite genre that you go to when you're like happy or sad or something like that?
Well, right now it's the romantasy. I love give me dragons, give me, magic, give me fated. mates. I love that.
Well, have you ever considered writing one yourself, or is it just something you like to indulge in?
I, I would love if I could come up with a good idea, I might give it a shot, but I mean, it's not something that pops into my head per se. But I love reading it because it is so different from what I'm writing that I don't feel like I don't critique it then. I just enjoy it.
Yeah.
But if it's close to something I want to write, then it's harder to just lose myself in it.
Well, you could always do Cowboys on Dragons. I mean,
I could
there could be a ranch full, a dragon ranch, a
drag
dragon.
the Dragon Ranch. Oh my!
There
All
you go.
right, now you just messed me up for my long term plan.
I
I'm like,
mean, that would be,
that's a really good idea. That
I
is.
mean, it's
How,
like it's
yeah,
not. That would be. I would read
yeah.
that. That would be
I could.
fascinating. And
Uh, Old Flat Stanley here could
yeah,
climb on a dragon.
yeah.
Hmm.
Instead of being a horse and a ranch that they take care of, it's the dragons, and because they have to take care of the dragons, and they
Yeah,
have special needs.
I
Why
like that.
not?
I like that. I should have talked to you before I signed my most most recent 4 book contract.
Oh, wow. You can do four ones after that.
There you go.
Okay. Where can, what do you have coming up next besides the
Well,
film?
the Grit and Grace series, I have 2 more of those coming. Swept Away by the Cowboy is coming in July, and Tall, Dark, and Dangerous Cowboy is coming in September.
Okay. And
So
then that will finish the Grace.
that will finish Grit and Grace. And then
Goodness.
after that, I have tentatively titled Wild Hearts of Wyoming. It's a, I'm
Oh,
sticking, it's going to be just a horse ranch. Well, a dude ranch that also has, they train reining horses because reining horses are fun. It's
okay.
where they
Okay.
do the sliding stop and all
Yeah.
sorts of good stuff. But in Wyoming, Jackson Hole,
And
Wyoming.
Jackson Hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you go up there to travel on research because it's a
I think
beautiful
I
part.
might.
Yeah.
I think I've already actually found the place I want to go. So yeah, there's
There,
some really nice dude ranches up there.
yeah, there are. Okay, so we want readers to be able to stay in touch with you. So tell us where they should find you on the internet and to stay in touch with you so that they know what's coming out next.
Wheel. Got obviously leahvale.com, and I am in the process of getting my newsletter going because I can be stubborn about some dumb things, and that's one of the dumb things I've been procrastinating. So I'll have to get that going, but probably, yeah, Facebook. My Facebook, I like to hang out there, and Instagram. So
Okay. So readers should stay in touch with you at leahvale.com
mhm.
and you'll have all of your links on there to your social
Yes,
media.
yes,
Okay. Well, I'm gonna close this off because you're gonna stick around and
yes.
answer the questions that we have in our Q&A. But I just want to say thank you so much, even with the technical
I,
difficulties, for joining us and bringing your guest with us. We really appreciate that.
he got lugged around in a suitcase this last weekend, so I decided he needed time out, time out
Ah,
of the box.
because he's being aired now. I love
Yes.
this. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Leah.
Thank you, Sarah.